It's the third summit since 2006. FOCAC aims to strengthen the ties between China and Africa.
The Chinese unleash a massive package in terms of development, trade, economic cooperation with the continent. In 2015, they promised, or they unveiled, a package of $60 billion. So that in itself tells you that they are actually talking about how to strengthen what has always been a Chinese policy, that through socio-economic and economic trade, you can develop much bigger, much better, and much more synergetic relations.
Chinese investment in Africa has exploded over the past 3 decades, moving from just $10 million a year in the early 90s to over $300 billion today.
China is trying to say, look, we understand how we were treated by the West. We understand that you and us are partners in this changing global agenda. Therefore, working together, we can create a win-win deal.
And forums such as FOCAC are even more important now in the era of Donald Trump.
What we have is a highly isolationist, protectionist and nationalist government in the US. So US losing its position as a kind of global leader, and we have Xi Jinping, who's a very ambitious president of China, who's trying to shift in and fill some of that vacuum.
But as Cyril Ramaphosa leads the South African delegation for the first time at this gathering, analysts argue the president needs to be assertive.
This idea that China is a dominant actor, but we can't move China. I think South Africa could definitely shape that relationship now by showing that we can actually influence and shape the way we want to engage with China.
And this should begin with addressing the fact that it's largely raw materials that leave the African continent to Chinese shores, only for manufactured goods to be returned and sold here.
There's a lot more scope for South African products, particularly our food products, to get into China. China's been quite protectionist, actually, and more so, one could say, in a way, than some of our traditional Western trading partners. So we do need to push more to balance that relationship.
The FOCAC summit gets underway in Beijing on Monday. Nicolaus Bauer, Johannesburg.